Hey, Joakim. David Schuster from The Score. Because you play for such a defensive-minded coach and he preaches it almost endlessly to all you guys, does this award mean even a little bit more to you?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what I'm saying. So I'm sorry.
Hey, Joe, back here. Because you play for such a defensive-minded, serious coach, does this award mean even more to you because of what defense means to him?
Yeah, I mean, defense helps winning, and winning is definitely the most important thing. I remember one day we were working out at the Berto Center, and Tibbs was putting me through a real grueling workout, and I told him, Tibbs, if we weren't winning games, I would really, really hate you. And he said, trust me, Joe, I feel the same way about you. So I'm just thankful that, we've won more than we've lost. Yesterday was, like Tibbs said, yesterday was a tough game. But we're looking forward for tomorrow.
Hey, Joe, Mike McGraw, Daily Herald. If you're up to it, I know we've told this story before, but can you take us through how you and Tyrone Green met and what he did for you when you first got going with him?
I met Mr. Green through, my mom was actually going through the Yellow Pages in New York City, in Hell's Kitchen. We moved from France to New York when I was 13. And we went to the PAL. It was a couple blocks away from my house. And we met him, and right away he was talking about, I'll take you to the next level. I coached Lamar Odom. I coached Shamika Hosklin. I was like, man, this guy's talking a lot of trash, man. And, he just always believed in me at a young age. And he would always tell me, if you want to get better, you got to stay with me in the summer. While my mother and my sister would leave and, travel in the summertime, he would always tell me that, he could take me to the next level if I stayed with him. And that's a sacrifice that I had to make to get to this level. And so I stayed on his couch, became the ball boy at ABC. And, those are the sacrifices I made, and they were all because of Mr. Green. And I know that I wouldn't be in this position right now if it wasn't for him. And it was bigger than that. He was really like another father figure to me. And, it's hard to talk about because there's so much going on right now. But that was my guy, and I love him.
Joe, Nick Friedel, ESPN Chicago. Specifically with the last 2 years, as you look back, is there one thing that you can point to as to why your game has developed the way it has?
One thing, no. I think it's just the commitment that you got to put into your craft every day. Even at this point in my career, there's so many distractions all the time, and you just have to stay focused on your craft. Not just at the NBA level, but I always tell that to kids, when I talk to kids. There's so many distractions out there. You just have to stay focused on what's important to you, and the belief that you have in yourself. But this, like I said, this award is not about me. Even though I get to go home with that weird-looking dude and that weird stance. It's not even a great defensive stance. But like I said, this is about our team.
Joe, Steve Ashburner, NBA.com. This is a season, interestingly enough, where you've gotten a lot of attention for your development as an offensive player. And I'm curious, in becoming more utilized and more of a threat on offense, whether there's been a temptation you've had to fight to take plays off defensively. That's often where we see players get a little rest.
Nah. I think Tibbs would let me know. If I was taking plays off defensively, I think he would let me know. But, no, overall, I think it's just my teammates have more confidence in me to make plays, and my coach has more confidence in me to make plays. I think and I feel more confident as well.
Joe, Sam Smith, Bulls.com. Some of the greatest big man names have been on this. David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Alonzo Mourning just got into the Hall of Fame. Is this something that you could have or would have thought about at all coming into the NBA? Thought even possible or even was in your dreams at all?
Never. I never thought I'd be in this position right now. All I did was I just kept working. And to be in this position means a lot, but, it's not about awards. This is a team game, and it's about winning. Winning is what makes me happy. It's not, these awards are great, but it's not the reason why I play the game.
Joe, Romain Brunet with l'équipe 21. So you already explained what this award means for you in English. Can you just say it in French and what it means to have your family with you today?
Non, avoir ma famille avec moi aujourd'hui, ça veut tout dire. Je suis super fier de ce que ma famille représente. J'ai 3 belles sœurs. J'ai un petit frère, Stickity. Il est super cool. Avoir mon père ici, ça veut tout dire pour moi. Et être ici, dans cette situation, c'est quelque chose d'important, mais je sais aussi que c'est pas que pour moi, c'est pour mon équipe. On a vraiment travaillé très dur cette année pour y arriver. Et être dans cette position, c'est vraiment... ça me fait super plaisir.
Joe, Casey Johnson with the Chicago Tribune. You have a pretty unique ability to switch on to smaller players in the perimeter and guard them. First of all, where do you think that ability comes from, and do you kind of relish that reputation of being able to guard people that are smaller and quicker than you on paper?
I just want to win. But I think when I look back on it, I think it just came from, just watching my father work and how the way he trained as a tennis player. And subconsciously, I think it just taught me work ethic. Like my father would always tell me to jump rope. I don't think a lot of big guys are out there jumping rope. Sometimes, I would go running with him. He would go on jogs, and when I was like 10 years old, I would take my bike. And then as I got older, I would run with him, before school or after school. We would jog a lot. And after the end of the jogs, we would always sprint at the end of the jog. And to me, that just came normal. Just, that's kind of, my relationship with my dad was working out, because he knew that my dream was to be a basketball player. And, he had that experience, being an athlete. So, switching out on the perimeter, all those things, I think it's not something that I thought about as a kid, but I think that all those things, all that work that I put in as a kid, I think it just helped.
Joe, Steve Ashburn, NBA.com. I'm curious, everybody in this league talks about how much work it is to play defense. It wins games, yes, but can you talk a little bit about the fulfillment or the satisfaction of knowing when you've made a great defensive play or your team's had a tremendous defensive game?
Well, defense helps win basketball games, and being in the locker room after a win with your teammates. And defense isn't easy either. You have to really commit, sacrifice. And I just think about so many plays defensively that some of my teammates made. Like you might even think like a guy like Mike Dunleavy, who's not known for his defense or anything like that. But there was a time during the year where he had a big gash on his head, got like 10 stitches on his head, and came back in the third quarter. First play takes a charge, and he'll never be remembered as when his career is over as a defensive player. But to me, that means everything. Just somebody who's ready to sacrifice his body, to win. Those are things that I'll never forget. So even though he's not recognized or anything like that, those are things that, I won't forget. It's not about me making a play. Sometimes it's who you least expect. I don't know if that answered your question, but I wanted to just share that story. All right.
Congratulations once again to Joakim. Well deserved.